What's up, guys? This is Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I share the Bible that is business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So, officially, this is like a stripped down Sunday. I used to do some of these videos previous to me restarting my channel, and going to be uploading this on a Monday when I like to talk about business. So this is kind of coinciding with a stripped down Sunday and business Mondays on my channel, and I want to do a story time and just talk about something. And to be honest, this is a touchy subject, so I may say maybe in the description trigger warning, because I'm not trying to offend anybody, but when you are honest and truthful, sometimes what you say may trigger someone. It may offend someone in some way, and it's not your intention to do that. But you can't please everybody. You can't make everybody happy. And that is one of the things that I have learned in life overall, but definitely one of the things that I've learned as a business owner. And I've been doing this for over 14 years now. Am I perfect in all that I do in business? Absolutely not. I always say that I'm a lifelong learner because I'm always learning something. I like to read when I'm able to do it, doing my best efforts to get more of that into my life. And I've been doing that more as I've been going through the 75 hard challenge, which I am on day 65, and it's a 75-day challenge, 75 hard. So not celebrating yet because I don't want to celebrate until I have crossed the finish line. But getting back to what I'm going to talk about, I don't even know what I'm going to label this video because, like I said, this is going to be kind of like a story time. But as you can see, I have melanated skin. So obviously I am not Caucasian or white or whatever, but I'm an African American woman. I don't even like to call myself black because I've even had this discussion. Sometimes I have a few clients that I can, we can have these types of conversations with each other, and we just have real conversations. And I just told her I don't ever want to be put in the category of a color, because I am more than a color, just like I feel like every other person is more than a color. So why is it that we call African American people black and we call Caucasian people white? Because even those who are African American, who are not just African American, sometimes they're called black, and there are some people who are Caucasian that are called white. What is your ethnicity? Are you German? Are you Polish? Are you Scandinavian, Dutch, whatever? It's just, we're more than colors, because we don't call, for example, you would not call a Native American red, right? That would be seen as offensive. Wasn't there like some controversy years ago about calling a team the Redskins? And you wouldn't call, someone who is, let's say, Mediterranean, you wouldn't call them olive, like saying they have olive tone skin. And I'm saying that because as someone who's in the beauty industry and learning about skin tones and, cool, warm, neutral, all that other stuff when it comes to makeup and things like that, you have things like olive tone skin and, red undertones, blue undertones, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, they're different colors, but we're not colors, we're people. So we're more than a color. So you wouldn't call someone who is Mediterranean olive, or you wouldn't call someone who is, I don't know, Mexican, you wouldn't call them yellow, or what, you know what I mean? So why do we call people black and white? But that's not even my lane, so I'm not even trying to go down that highway right now. But this relates to business. When I started my business many years ago, it was because I had a desire to do something different, transition from the legal field to get into the wellness and beauty industry. I didn't think about the color of my skin or my ethnicity. Was I aware of it? Absolutely. I'm not a denier of who I am, and I'm not trying to run from who I am, but I never tried to lead my business in a way where I am a Black-owned business. Support me because I am a Black-owned business. I have a business that employs people of different ethnicities. I have African American employees. I have Caucasian employees. I've had Hispanic employees. I've had Asian employees. I have had, all across the spectrum, as well as, of course, the customers and clients that patronize my business. They're not all African American. And to be quite honest with you, when I started my business many years ago, I didn't have as many African American clientele. And I'm not saying a reason why, but I will say my business was one that I had to educate a lot of people about what I did. I was the first business in the state that I operate in that specialized in eyelash extension services many years ago. We're talking back in 2008. So a lot of people didn't know what that was. And it was a pricier service. So I wasn't doing services where they're charging $25, $30. It was a higher priced investment. So there are some people that were willing to learn, be educated, and saw that the investment was worth it and saw the difference in what I offered versus what they could get done at like your run-of-the-mill nail salon or nail shop, right? So over time, I started to attract more clients of different races besides Caucasians because of the difference that I offered, the education that I gave, as well as the difference that I had in my business versus, what they were used to experiencing. And yes, it was more money for them, but they saw themselves worthy of the investment, and that's what they did. And I'm very, very appreciative of that. I am really grateful for that. So over the years growing, having several business locations and clients of all different races and ethnicities, super grateful for that. But one of the things that is a pet peeve of mine is when someone who is of the same ethnicity or somewhat that I am will try to use the race card to try to come at me or try to come at my business in a negative way because they couldn't get something that they wanted. Now, recently I had a situation. I'm not going to go into the whole story because it really, it kind of is a long story. But to sum it all up, there was someone who was kind of a problem from the beginning, but one of the employees had this person on the schedule and they served them anyway. And the person got a service. It was a nice service, but it wasn't on the highest end. It was more in the middle in terms of the pricing and quality, right? Because we have now, I have a scale of different options to choose from. And so this person got that service. And then with these eyelash services, there's a maintenance period. So once your natural lashes are starting to grow out and shed, the extensions those lashes are attached to, they're going to grow out and shed along with them, and new natural lashes are growing in. So you're going to need to come in to get a refresh. Hence why my natural lashes are, they're great, but I don't have extensions on right now because I've been busy and my team has been busy, and I have to get in where I can fit in. And I haven't had an opportunity to get in to get my lashes done. So right now it is what it is. And that's fine. Okay. I'm dealing with it. But you have to keep your appointments up and you have to come in during the intervals of maintenance needed to keep them up. But you can't expect to get something done for free at the time you're already going to be needing a maintenance appointment. And that's essentially what this person did. So they tried to claim that their lashes didn't hold up and they were pretty much demanding to get in for a fix so that they could get them done and not pay anything. Well, you know what? We were willing to try to work with her. So we scheduled an appointment for this person. And guess what she did? She did not show up for the appointment. And because she didn't show up for the appointment, it's not on us to run after someone to say, hey, you scheduled an appointment with us, you didn't make it in, so when can we get you back in? Especially when we were going to be doing you a favor that we didn't owe you. Because at the time that you so-called complained, you were already needing a maintenance appointment anyway. So after that appointment was missed, then this person's contacting the business and being pretty demanding about having a manager or someone contact her, which the manager did. But guess what? This person was demanding to speak to pretty much me, the owner of the business. And look, I'm not saying that my business is Target or Walmart. I'm not saying this is Twitter and I'm Elon Musk or Tesla and, who would expect to speak to the owner of the company. I get that, but I am the owner of the business and I got a lot going on. I don't have time to sit and talk to a customer or a client on the phone when I am paying people to handle those things, and that is their job to do that. So you can't expect to speak to the owner. Well, at any rate, this person was not satisfied with missing the appointment that we scheduled for them and not getting the opportunity to speak to someone else over the manager of the business. So this was right before Thanksgiving. I don't really use Facebook that much in terms of my personal. I have a Facebook page, my personal account, but I don't really use it. So I saw this notification on my phone that I had a message, and it said, this person you're not friends with on Facebook. And they sent me like 4 long, like essay style messages. So I'm like, who was this? And it was early in the morning when I saw it, and I saw the first name and I said, that name sounds familiar. And it turns out it was that same client. This person went out of their way to find my personal Facebook page to message me directly to let me know her thoughts and opinions about how she feels my business is operating, because she couldn't get what she wanted. And then when we tried to give it to her, she didn't even show up for her appointment. So no accountability on her end. But then she wants to bash my business and then call it out to say, I honestly didn't even read all of it, because I'm like, I'm not reading all of this. I sent it over to my manager, but I decided I was going to respond to her myself and then remove her in terms of not allowing her to communicate with me anymore. So I blocked her after that response to her. But I'm saying all of these things to say, when someone who is of the same ethnicity as I am, or partially, because I really don't know if she's fully African American or she is partial or whatever. I really don't know. And it doesn't even really, all of that doesn't really matter. But she must have been, because she made it her point to say in her messages to me how disappointed she was in how a Black-owned business didn't treat her well, and she wanted to support a Black-owned business. What is the ethnicity of the owner of the business have to do with anything, especially when you were given grace and you did not show up for the appointment that you were scheduled for? Because we have it where, listen, stuff happens. If you get your service done and say in the same day, next day, maybe even a couple of days after you got your lashes done and you're seeing excessive shedding, let us know. Contact us, and we're going to do everything we can to fix it, even if it wasn't our fault. Because once someone leaves the business after we have done those lashes, we've groomed them, we're brushing them, we're doing all of these things, and your lashes are not coming out right then and there, it has to have been something that you did when you left that we cannot prove, of course. But of course they're going to say, well, we didn't do anything. I didn't touch my face, I didn't touch my lashes, I didn't lay down, I didn't even sleep, I actually floated in air. So and I didn't even take a shower, nothing. So nothing happened. So it's all on you. Of course, they're going to try to blame us, right? But we have it as to if you're seeing excessive shedding, a day or two or maybe a few days after you got them done, let us know so that we can have you come back in if possible and try to make it right. But if you're contacting us 2 weeks after you got your lashes done, and that is the time you are actually due for a maintenance appointment anyway, and then you're going to say, well, I got them done, but about 4 days after I got them done, a lot of them fell out. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. The burden of proof is on you, because that doesn't even make any sense. If someone got their lashes done and within 4 days, almost all of them fell out, wouldn't you as a consumer contact the business to let them know that then, not 2 weeks later? That doesn't even make any sense. But like I said, even with all of those things being considered, we were still trying to make it work with this person. But like I said, red flags were already there. I'm not going to go into all of that because that's, kind of a little confidential. But I'm just going to say there were some red flags that were displayed when this person came to the business to see the employee from what was shared with us. But she still moved forward to try to service this person and make her happy. With all of that, and you got an appointment scheduled and you didn't show up for it, that's on you. Why are you now trying to turn it around and then you want to call out my business and speak something negative about my business and say a Black-owned business let you down? How did we let you down? And what does this have to do with the owner of the business being Black? It has nothing to do with that. I have not been in business for over 14 years, operating haphazardly, and that's the thing, and that's why I wanted to really talk about this. There are a lot of stigmas when it comes to, or you hear a lot of stereotypes when it comes to Black-owned businesses. You hear things like they're not professional, they're not on time, they never have what you need, they are either they're cheap or they're too expensive, or just all of these other stereotypes that people talk about, and and other things that I could bring up probably. But I have done my best to operate with integrity for all of these years, and I can guarantee you I would not have been able to continue to be in business if I didn't operate with integrity. I don't lead with my ethnicity when it comes to being a business owner. I don't even lead with the fact that I'm a female. I am a female and I am African American, but I know that there are things out there in terms of discrimination, absolutely real. Not here to say that it doesn't exist. It does. Have I experienced it? I'm quite sure I have. But I continue to move forward in spite of those things and do the damn best that I can in spite of those things being in existence. Okay? I didn't come from a family with money. I have given more than I have been given. And I am grateful for everything that I have. But for someone to try to come at me and try to call out my business and say something negative about my business and then lead with the race card to say, this is why I don't like going to Black businesses because of the way